it is time to do a cook with me on this carrot cake with cream cheese frosting. There's a lot of shine here. There we go. All right, now Janet Florine had asked me for cook with me on this, or to post the recipe, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type it in the description bar below. I'll give you a shot here in case you want to just take a picture, but it's 5 points per slice, and it is from one of the cookbooks that my sister gave me. This is the Weight Watchers My Turnaround Program cookbook, and it's one of the wonderful recipes that I got out of here. It is so good. Let's get started, and I'll show you what goes in here. It's very easy. All right, we're setting our oven to 375 to preheat. Okay, so over here in this bowl, I have 3.5 cups. It's supposed to be all-purpose flour, and that's what I used last time, but this time I've used 3 cups of the whole wheat pastry flour, and then a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. And I just want to see what, how it's going to come out. I think that this is really good for baked goods. So I would definitely, you could go with all-purpose, or if you have some of this stuff, it's definitely worth the investment to try to bake with that. So it's 3.5 cups in there, all-purpose flour. And then what else do we have? 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice right here. And what I did was I put it in here, but I actually made my own. I just looked up, I Googled pumpkin pie spice homemade, and it tells you what spices to put in there. It's very simple in case you don't have this. But I think this is the way to go. Making it yourself is much more fragrant than actually just buying the spice already made. So this is definitely what I'm going to be doing from now on. I've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I've got 3 large eggs here, 1 cup of non-fat plain yogurt, and I'm using the Greek yogurt, Fage, 1 cup of unsweetened applesauce, and then I have a 1/2 cup of packed light brown sugar, and I have a 1/2 cup of it's supposed to be canola oil, but I don't buy canola oil, so I'm using olive oil. And then over here I have 2 tablespoons of orange zest, and I separated them like this because part of it is going to go into the cake itself, and part of it is going to go into the frosting. Now, last time I made it, I put 2 tablespoons into the cake itself, and I thought, oh, great, I didn't know I needed to save some for the frosting, and so I had to grate more for the frosting, but honestly, 2 of them worked fabulous in the cake. So you can go with 1, or you can go with 2 inside the cake, and it's just going to add to the flavor. And then I have 3 medium carrots, which I grated. Oh, this is what I used. I used one of these little types of graters, a microplane for the zesting of the oranges. Okay, so 3 medium carrots shredded. And that's what's going to go into the cake itself. Okay, so let's get started. Right, a couple of very important items. 1 tablespoon of pure vanilla extract, and the recipe calls for 1 cup of golden raisins, but instead of that, I'm using a 1/2 cup of dried cranberries. These ones are sweetened. If you can find the 50% less sugar ones, that's ideal. But since I don't have those, I'm going to use a 1/2 cup of these, and I'm going to chop them up into little bits, and that'll keep my points a lot lower. The reason why I'm using cranberries instead of raisins is because using the orange zest in this, it complements the cranberry flavor and vice versa perfectly. And I really think that, even though it would be nice with raisins, it's spectacular with cranberries. So that's what I'm going to use. Into my flour mixture is going to go my pumpkin pie spice, my baking powder, my baking soda, and my salt. And I'm just going to kind of whisk that up and set that aside. And then we're going to mix up the wet ingredients. All right, so into this big mixing bowl, I'm putting in the yogurt, the vanilla, the applesauce, the olive oil, the brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of the orange zest, and I'm keeping 1 other tablespoon aside, and I'm going to put the eggs in here as well. I got my eggs in here, and I'm going to mix this up on low just until blended. Then I'm going to add the flour gradually on low just until blended. good and mixed up. Now I'm going to stir in my carrots. Seems like there's a lot of carrots. Oh, and my cranberries, which I'm going to chop first. Got them all chopped up. I like the thought of a flavor burst in every single bite. That's good and mixed up, and I have prepared 2 8-inch pans, lightly spraying and flouring them, and I'm going to divide this mixture up equally between the two. Set the timer for about 30 minutes. We're going to do 30 to 35 minutes. Let me go, 35. All right, so that's going to go off, and when the toothpick that's inserted comes out clean, it'll be done, hopefully by this time. All right, it's time to take it out. All right, here they are, and they are done. And I think I got a little bit more in this one than in the other pan. That's okay. I can't tell you how good it smells in this house. It smells absolutely amazing. Look at this. Oh, they smell so, so good. Cool in the pan before I try to get them out because I don't like them sticking on the bottom and then breaking. So I'll just let them cool for a bit before we put our cream cheese frosting together. Okay, so now it's time to make the cream cheese frosting. So again, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of the orange zest, 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, and then I've got 3 ounces of light cream cheese and 1 8-ounce package of fat-free cream cheese, and all that is going in here, and I'm going to beat it with the mixer until it's smooth. There should be enough of this wonderful smelling icing to give a generous dollop on the inside of the 2 cakes, and then also give it a nice frosting all along the outside. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make sure that gets a nice bit in here before putting the top layer up on here. All right, Penny's going to help. Yay! All right, this is for you, Janet. This is the cake. Now we have it down and documented, so you can all try it if you want to. I'm going to give you a slice here, and you can see what it looks like inside. So if you look at that one piece, I actually cut that in half, and it's a good sized little piece here. They're saying that we can get 24 pieces out of this cake, and I think that if we cut them at this size, that we probably could. And that would be a 5-point piece. Go, okay, time for a honey test here. I know he loves this cake already, but it's totally fresh. See how he likes that? That's the stuff. Awesome.
I love everything that's in there. The orange zest is like my favorite, but you can't beat that frosting.
Yeah. Works well with the cranberries, doesn't it? Yum. All right, honey. Thanks so much.
Thank you.